Alright guys, how you doing? It's Rabea. I hope you're all good. So I've got a wicked pedal demo to show you today. The guys at Hotone thought it'd be cool to send me their latest and greatest. It's called the XTOMP. Now I know some of you guys may have seen this on Rob's channel with Rob and the Captain, but the guys at Hotone said, we'd like your take on it because you play quite different to those guys, so let us send you one and see what you think. So I've had the pedal a couple of days and being honest, I'm well impressed. So, quick overview, it's a completely Bluetooth pedal. You use your phone, your smartphone, your iPhone or whatever, your Android, to essentially beam patches onto the pedal. So the library is vast, and you can also get they're always updating their website with new and awesome effects and distortion pedals and stuff. But the idea is that you use your app on your phone, you go, oh, that one sounds cool, I'm gonna connect that to the phone, and it's always via Bluetooth. The software has been really well thought through, that the whole app and the usability of it is just great, to be honest. It's straightforward and easy to use. So let's go ahead and show you how to use it. Something else that's really important to mention about this pedal is that it is stereo. If you're only using it with one signal, like I am for today, you just go through the left in and the left out. But if you are using stereo, you've got left and right in and left and right out. So that's absolutely awesome. So let's get right into it. I'm going to go to the close-up cam so you can see what's happening. So I've got the phone and the XTOMP sat next to each other, as you can see, and here is the XTOMP app. So if I click on that, it's going to open up to the XTOMP library. As you can see, there's loads and loads of stuff in here, all different categories. So you've got amplifiers. We're not going to be looking at the amplifiers because I'm using an amplifier to do this demonstration. So sending an amp sim into an amplifier would create a lot of harsh noise. As you can see, they've all been given new names, but it's kind of easy to work out what's what. So at the top you've got Governor, which is obviously the Marshall Governor, and then a few others. We got the Green Drive, which is I suppose a tube screamer. We've got the Big Pie, which in other words is the Big Muff. At the bottom here there's a little tab that says My XTOMP. So if I click on that, it's picked up that this is turned on. So I just have to connect to it, which I have. So it says connection successful. So as you can see, it's now linked up here. When you load up the pedal patch, only these controls are going to work. If they're all lit, it means they all work, etc, etc. I'm going to go with the the monkey drive, like the Bad Monkey. There we go. What's nice here is that it shows you the pedal, what it's based on. You can choose between a buffered bypass and a true bypass, and then it gives you a little bit of history about it, gives you a quick feature section, and gives you the control layout so you know what's what, and then just a little bit of information. So it's really, really well laid out. It's straightforward. So if I go load to device, it's picked up my XTOMP, so I click on that, and now it's saying connection successful, and now it says load to device. So as I start loading, everything's flashing, and this little bar is filling up as it's beaming the sound of that effects pedal and all of its features to the pedal itself so that I can control it from here. You will be waiting a small amount of time whilst the phone beams the patch across to the pedal. That's because it's sending quite a lot of information via Bluetooth. So it can take up to 30-40 seconds, that kind of time roughly, to load the patch completely to the pedal. So now it says load complete, click OK, and as you've noticed, the LEDs or the halos on this pedal have changed colour because we're playing the monkey drive, which is green, so it's giving us green halos, which is quite nice. And as you can see, we've got top left, top right and bottom right controls. So the two in the middle don't do anything. However, each one of these corresponds to the parameters on the pedal patch. So we've got level, low, high and gain. So this is the guitar again on its own. Now I'm going to head and play the monkey drive. In fairness, it sounds pretty similar if you ask me. I mean, it's reminiscent of that pedal. That is what it's modelled on, but it does a great job, and it feels natural in terms of to play. It's a nice gain stage. It's nice. It's got a nice bit of sustain. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the only other thing we could do is push a little bit more gain up on the amplifier to see how it blends. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push the gain up just a little bit, and this is what it sounds like. Sounds great to me. That I could happily use that sound. But we've got a lot to cover, so we'll move on. So if we want to change the patch again, we just go back to our menu, and we can load up something else. So I'm going to go with, let's try the crunchiest, because it's got a cool name. Let's try buffered bypass. So now it's picked up the XTOMP, this one, and it's obviously remembered that we're still using the Monkey Drive. So if I click that, it says connection successful. Once again, it's worth pointing out that if you're wanting, whilst you're changing patch and it's beaming the patch across to the pedal, you can still use that sound. Play a bit of waiting music, you know. Okay, so now we're on to the crunchiest distortion. Again, you can see the red LED halos have pointed out where we can use parameters. So it's quite simple. We've got volume, tone, and gain. I reckon if we pushed a bit more gain on the amp, that would get us into over, like, seriously heavy tones. What's great and what I'm really enjoying about this so far is that all I'm doing is just using some stuff on my phone, and it's completely changing the sound of this pedal. So I've got the green drive, which is the TS808, and I'm going to blend that with the Kraken Gain 1 just to give you an idea of how it would blend if you were using it as a tube screamer. Let's move on to some cool effects, modulation, any kind of weird sounds we can do. Obviously it's split up into categories, so distortion. Dynamic being the squeezer pedal, which is obviously a compressor. Let's try the compressor actually. Let's give that a go. This is the guitar without it engaged. Now I'm going to push it on. I like that, it's a compressor, does the job. Moving on. It's also worth pointing out that if you have already loaded a patch onto the XTOMP pedal itself, you don't have to wait that 30-40 seconds for it to load again. Once you've done it, it'll remember, and so you don't have to worry about that. So now we're getting into the world of frequency. So obviously you can load up EQ pedals based on a lot of different EQ pedals that you can get on the market, you know, the G7, some of the other EQs you can get. You've got an acoustic simulator, which is cool. Bit Crusher, we're definitely trying that. That was awesome. I'm just messing about, I have no idea what I'm doing, but that is great fun. So that just reminds me of like everything about old school video games, Game Boys. You do all sorts of cool stuff with that. That is genuinely an awesomely inspiring. I would put reverb on that, delay, start making really weird, horrible, haunting sounds, or just have loads of fun with it and try and play old school video game theme tunes. So that's a great sounding flanger. I mean, you can bump up the rate of that loads. You can get old school 90s on it. As you can see, there's just so many. I'm not going to have time to go through them all, but you know, the main point of this video is to give you an idea of how it works and just go through a few different settings. So let's get onto the ambient now. Let's have a look at this. We've got, I'm going to go Space Echo. That's a great sound, the Space Echo. It's very authentic, it's got a good presence about it. The delay is very bold and quite nice, so you can dig in and play those palm muted U2 style. And you could also use this in stereo between two individual effects loops. So you can literally have this 2 amps running into this pedal, so 2 amps effects loops into this pedal, left and right, in and out, and you would get some amazing tones. Okay, so I've loaded up the room reverb. So essentially it's a room reverb pedal, and we're using quite a few different parameters, but let's have a mess around. forgotten that it's all coming from the same device and all I'm doing is using my iPhone to change the sound. I mean, I keep forgetting that, and that's what's great about it. So I hope you find that awesome as well. So we're going to move on to the last lot now. It's called Combo. As we scroll down, we get to Combo, and all here we've got a mix of either delays and modulation, distortion and modulation, distortion and reverb, distortion and delay. So now we're using a combo of pedals. We're using the room reverb and the buck mask delay, or the echo. So it's kind of a combination of delay and reverb and reverse delay that's going to give us a really cool sort of modulated ambient effect. So now we've got a patch called the Mag Hall. We've got the Mag Echo, which is a tape delay, and then the Hall, which is clearly Hall reverb. So let's have a listen to how it sounds. So this pedal is $179.99 and they're available at Anderton's as well as all of the major retailers, and you can also get them online. To be fair, given the amount of flexibility and scope for a pedal like this, I do think that that price is pretty a fair reflection of the value that you get, because not only is it like super sturdy and well designed, but the app, the development that's gone into it, it's really quite impressive, and it must have taken a lot of time to get it right. And the fact that you can just use your phone and just keep throwing sounds left, right and centre. The other cool thing is that you get this little pack of stickers. Now you might not be able to see them very well, but basically they're full of little, you've got numbers, letters, but also you've got stuff like drive, mix, gain, volume, time, feedback. So you can label up the parameters on the pedal itself if you happen to gig with it or you want to know what it does and you don't have your phone handy. So that's really quite thoughtful. So there was the XTOMP from Hotone. Really hope you've enjoyed this video. I recommend you go try one out, see what you think for yourself. Make sure you take your phone and download the app, and couldn't be easier to get many a tone. Anyway, please subscribe. I'll see you soon.